This video, I want to solve for y in this crazy, scary looking equation. So we want to solve for y. I have y's all over the place. I have parentheses all over the place. I have negative signs all over the place. So let's just start distributing. Let's just start from the very beginning here. Distribute the 3 into here. Distribute negative 3 into here. Distribute negative 1 into here, because, or just think of this as taking the opposite of y minus 13, doesn't matter, but you're distributing a negative 1 into there, distributing in 7 into here, and then again, distributing a negative 1, or you're just taking the opposite of 3y plus 14. I don't know what way makes sense to you when I'm talking about this minus y minus 13, this minus 3y plus 14, but you just, since you're subtracting off this entire, I'm just going to make up one, you're subtracting off the entire expression, so the x is going to become negative x, the negative 3 is going to become a positive 3. So you just want to think of it taking the opposite if it's just like a minus sign there. So we have a lot of distributing that we have to do. 3 times 2y is 6y. 3 times 23 is going to be 69. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y. Negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. And be careful with all these signs flying around. Negative 1 times y is negative y, because negative 1 times 1 is negative 1, so negative 1y. Negative 1 times negative 13 is positive 13. Equals 7 times y is 7y. 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. And then last, negative times 3y, negative 1 times positive 3y is going to make that a negative 3y. And then negative 1 times 14 is negative 14. Wow. All right. So now we have some combining of like terms on one side. We have some variables on both sides. So we have a lot happening here. So let's just take it step by step. Don't get overwhelmed with a problem like this. Like, don't let this make you think like I have too much going on. Like, just take it step by step. Just start combining some things. So I see right there, 6y minus 3y. And then I could even combine that right there. And then we have that equal sign, so I don't want to combine anything yet. Then on the right side, I have 7y minus 3y. So let's just take care of the y's on this next step. Let's just do the y's, and then we'll worry about the constants. So I'm going to do 6y minus 3y. 6 minus 3 is 3. Minus 1 is 2. So again, I did 6 minus 3 is 3. Minus 1 is 2. So 2y plus 69 minus 24. Plus 13 equals, and then on the right side, 7y minus 3y, 7 minus 4 is 4y, minus 28 minus 14. You don't need to write it all out like this. I'm just extending this out just for your benefit of watching this. So now I'm going to combine the like terms of just constants, terms without a variable. So 69 minus 24 plus 13, that lines up nicely. And then negative 28 minus 14. And just to make sure I don't make a silly error here, 69 minus 24, so that should be 45, plus 13, 58. I still don't want to make a mistake on my video here, so I'm going to just double check with the calculator here. So it's 58 equals 4y, and then negative 28 minus 14 should be negative 42, and it is, so negative 42. So what was a very complicated scenario of distributive property 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, along with some negatives in there, and then we have a lot of combining. It all just comes down to just a variable on both sides combining. It's not even that complicated once we start working it out. So here I'm going to subtract a 2y, and I'm going to add 42 over to both sides. 58 plus 42, definitely going to double check that. 100, yep. Equals 4y minus 2y is 2y. Divide by 2. And when the dust settles, y is equal to 100 divided by 2, which is 50. So y is equal to 50. This is a really good problem to really test your abilities. If you're newer to solving equations, if this is kind of like, all right, I'm getting better, this is the kind of problem that you'd want to tackle head on and not be scared of it. Don't look at that and say like, I don't think I'm quite there yet. Because if you can solve, let's say I just gave you this problem right here. Let's say I gave you this problem. If you could solve that problem, there's no reason why something going back up above should be any more difficult. And if you could solve a problem that is just like this, like what if I just gave you this problem? 3 times 2y plus 23 equals 7 times y plus 4. Just kind of making something up. If I just have distributive property twice, like why do you have the positivity that you could do this, but you can't do this? It's just doing it multiple times. It's just like repetition. It does, just because there's more distributive properties here, there's 5 times and then all these negatives, doesn't make it more difficult. It just makes the process a little bit longer, more room for error, but difficulty I don't think increases when you just increase the problem. I don't think that happens. So hopefully you're able to navigate this problem when we get down to y equals 50.